Hello common people, this is Common Car Reviews and I am your lovely host Pepsi. This week we are going with one of the best UFO/alien encounter films I've ever seen. The Fourth Kind is a 2009 science fiction thriller directed by Olatunde Osunsanni. This film is a pseudo-documentary being purposefully dramatic and doing reenactment of true events. Spoiler alert, none of the true events are actually true events, just made up. This film tried to follow the same road as Blair Witch Project or Cannibal Holocaust, where film proof tries to make people believe that the footage is real, when it isn't. And if you watch this film, you'll quickly see that how this stuff couldn't be real, even how much you wanted to believe it. In this film, Chapman University's host in a television interviews psychologist Dr. Abigail "Abby" Tyler, who describes event that occurred in Nome, Alaska in October 2000. Strange stuff is in hand. People in Nome are in a program where Abby hypnotizes them to remember past experiences with an odd occurrences. For example, they all see a white owl in their dreams, following them or looking at them outside of their window. Things go south really fast when one of the Abby's patients, after remembering what has happened, takes his family as hostage because he wants to see Abby and asks what it all means. All kind of weird words and all. All this has a tragic ending, which brings in a police and more horrific stuff appears. This movie messed me up when I was a teenager. I wasn't as aware yet that things can be presented in really convincing ways and still be just fiction. Also, it drilled deep into my mind where I remembered many scenes from it to this day after watching it first in 2009. The way movie represented itself is really good. You see tapes about these psychiatric sessions, ones that are supposedly be the real ones. And in the next of that is the another one that is just reacting of the said situation. You see people's horrified reactions while they are under hypnosis, and even if you know it's just a movie, it's eerie to look at. There are some wonky acting for sure, but most of the stuff is really well made. The terror and horror these people wake up to when they remember that they were abducted by aliens is real. Subtle depiction of extraterrestrial life forms are eerie. Like how the big white owl that has a big black eyes is suddenly not an owl at all. How people are dragged from their beds, how they speak in ancient Sumerian language that they have to call Professor Abolova Odusami to help them to translate, it's the best. And the best thing is that you never see these aliens, not a clear silhouette is shown, as all information about them is told by the deranged screaming of hypnotized patients. It is really chilling to watch and really well thought and done. The Nome was a beautiful Alaskan town that, with its clear skies and rural areas, was perfect place to put aliens roam into. Night sky was almost clear from light pollution, so you could see a lot more clearly. A perfect place to catch an UFO. Of course there are some plot holes in this movie and some infuriated me really, but hey, it is what it is. Even if the film wasn't as horrifying, with its claims to be a real thing, it still holds up as an alien abduction movie, truly. I don't want to spoil things to you, because I think that this movie should be watched by anyone who enjoys sci-fi films and something that relates to the UFOs and aliens. This was my review about The Fourth Kind, brought to you by Common Car Reviews and speaking to you, your lovely host Pepsi. And I'll see you next week where we visit another classic from the year 2006 and discussing one of that. Until then, goodbye.